It's time for more buttons.
Button, button, who's got the button?
And today we're outside with an episode brought to you by Williams Wigs. You've got things to do, so shop Bill's Toupees. And today we'll be discussing the play pause button in my car. Now don't get me wrong, I like my car. There's plenty of great things about it, but nothing's perfect. There's always something to criticize. Now, the play pause button in my car gets at the heart of one of the main things I was talking about in my defensive buttons video. That it's not a real button, it's a software button. To access it, you have to dig through a couple menus. From the home screen, there's a couple ways to get to it, but there's no physical button there. Screen, you have a couple of options. There's an audio menu button, and you can just click where it's showing what song's playing, and that'll take you to the screen that has the play pause button. Now if you're using CarPlay, it can be a little bit more difficult. You have to shuffle around through a few more menus just to get to that home screen. However, when I'm using CarPlay, I'm usually using that as the method of playing music, so it's not as much of an issue. Why is this annoying, you ask? Well, if you want to turn off the music with anything approaching rapidity, you have to use the on-off button. And while that stopping it isn't annoying, when you turn it back on, it doesn't always return you to the same input that you were. A lot of times it'll bring you to the serious input. If there was a physical button here, those annoyances could be alleviated. There are a couple other functions that suffer from this that I've noticed since starting to use Apple CarPlay. The climate controls are the primary one. Now, if you want to see what you have your climate set at, that's only available on the home screen. Also, if you want to adjust the temperature control in the seats, also only available on the home screen. Now this comes up to me most when I'm going on a long trip. This is when I would want to adjust the climate control most often. If I'm just going around town in 10-15 minutes, I can survive. You know, I've got windows that have actual buttons. But when I'm on a long trip is most often when I'm going to be using CarPlay, and to have to dig through a ton of menus to get to any of the controls is rather annoying. These buttons, largely because they're virtual, are going to land squarely at the bottom of our list. Do you think we've judged them too harshly? Is there another button that you'd like to see us review? Leave your comments below. Hey! There's videos! Click them! And this one! It gets you subscribed! Click it!